Hi everybody, this is Jess from Sketchwriter Jess. I'm here today for Talk Thursday, and I'm going to be talking about vision boards, and there will also be an oracle reading at the end. So the deck I'm using for that reading is Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection by Mike Dooley. It's a beautiful deck, and I'm going to pick a really beautiful card from it, and I'm planning on doing this every Thursday. In fact, I may pick more than one card, maybe two, kind of like the energy reading I did yesterday, but like with a different vibe. Then there will also be some writing time as well after I pick those, and it'll be similar to what I do with the poems and the channeled message, but I think it'll also be more, trying to think of the word, just kind of like comfort writing, like just giving yourself positive things to think about. A lot of people, they write affirmations, that kind of thing, you can do that, but I'm thinking more of something different than that. Something that's a little bit more inclusive of other people, not just yourself. Because sometimes it's better to like think of other people and yourself instead of just only thinking of yourself. That's just my opinion. I feel like that's how you get somewhere in this world, is by being here and then taking other people with you, and like they can help you, and everybody works together at some point. I know it may not seem like that's how it works, but I think it does work like that. And if you look at all the great organizations in the world, the best ones, the people work together. And that's been something I've had a hard time with, is working with other people. So, it's something I've got to learn. I have my own business, and at some point I'm probably going to have more people work with me. So right now, I'm going to talk about vision boards. I did a vision board recently based on one that I had done in the summertime. So I want to go into a little bit about that. I had this vision board that I was using, and I wasn't quite sure what I was manifesting. I thought it was really more about manifesting the career that I wanted, like being comfortable and being able to do a career at home. But as I got more into it, it really was showing exactly what I wanted. And what happened was, I had done a vision board and I put this guy's picture on there. I didn't know who he was. He was some model or something from a fashion magazine. He had all the curly hair, and he he's a handsome guy, so I put him in there. And then I found this other picture, and she was like a little kid, and for some reason I put her in there. She looked like the child version of my therapist at the time. So I thought, this is funny. Here's my therapist. It was just like goofy, And then there's this woman, and I don't know. I guess she kind of looked like me. I don't know. She was a model, but like she had the same kind of hair that I have. So I kind of like made these. Like I cut out some flower pictures, and I made her like part of the dress as flowers and all this kind of stuff. And then I found this interview with Adele the singer, and I had like all these quotes, like, I'm really comfortable in how I am right now, things like that. They were very self-affirming quotes by her. And then I found like different words and stuff that I liked, so I put those in. I had one magazine, I guess that was a craft magazine, so I had found something that said, "Let creativity soar." So there were like all these nice things all together. Although it was kind of, I didn't really put it together like in a well thought out way. I just kind of placed things down as I felt like placing them down, which is something I want to go into once I get to this other one. So I did that, and it sat for months, and like I would glance at it once in a while. I would just glance at it once in a while, and I wouldn't really think too much about it. Like, it was just there, and then all of a sudden I met somebody, and like I realized, oh, I was trying to manifest a person, like trying to get a person in my life. Because when I had made the board, I actually thought, I feel so tired and I feel lonely and all this stuff. And at the time, I was feeling this way. I'm like tired of carrying my own burdens, all this kind of stuff. And it's like not a good reason to have a relationship with somebody, but that's just how I felt at the time. But as I got closer, like when I actually met the person, I wasn't feeling that way anymore. I actually was feeling better about myself. My medicine had just been adjusted again. And like I actually felt really good. I felt like I did really good. So I actually didn't feel bad about myself. And then I was, I don't know, I got caught up with it, and I got caught up with the guy that I liked and everything. And pretty soon I looked at the vision board, and I'm like, there are gaps on the vision board that need to be filled. Because I had left gaps, and I didn't think I had done it intentionally, but I had left them, and it was like they were, I'm going to move that. They were kind of like just open and all over the place, and it was kind of a chaotic board, I think, because like the words were going diagonally and all this kind of stuff. And so then like I put some extra things, like I had put like a deck of cards, I put these bright lights, like Vegas lights. I made him like a little pillow. I made his head a little pillow. Like, it's just weird. Like, I put like a blanket on him. I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this, like, I'm just like, oh, I was like making a blanket for the guy, like, it was just like a picture of something that looked like a blanket. And so I put it on. And the model's picture is like staring at me, It's like, got the look on his face like, I'm a model. The guy I liked, I mean, like, the hair was similar, but like, he kind of had the same coloring, but, I mean, he didn't really look like the guy that I liked. But it was just so funny, like, it had been, like, sitting there, and then all of a sudden I just started seeing like, oh, I need to add more stuff, and it was there, and I kept looking at it, and things kept unfolding with this person that I was involved with, and then like I finally said, once it got cut, once we had stopped communicating with each other, I said, you know what, this vision board has outlived its usefulness. It is no longer manifesting. It's done its job in terms of me feeling better about myself. Like, what I found was I had learned a lot about myself from allowing myself to let somebody into my space. Like my space, like in my heart space, and my, just allowing somebody to move me in a way that I usually don't allow people to. So I decided that I would just get rid of that board. I was like, forget it. It's manifested differently than I thought it was going to. I'm comfortable with myself, which was some of the quotes that were on there. I feel better about myself. I feel good. My creativity is soaring. All the things that I really wanted were happening. And I'm not sure it's as a result of meeting a new person, a new man. However, I feel like there were lots of things that happened this time that were different than other times that I had, been in contact with somebody, trying to date or something. It's been different. So, I feel like this time I really allowed this to go farther than usual. Because usually I would fall for somebody, it was always seemed like it was from a distance, whereas this person was close. And, like, I just put myself out there and talked to him and asked him, you know, what are you doing for this or something? You know, like, I just put myself forward. And I had the courage to put myself forward and talk to him. And, you know, there was the possibility of us hanging out, you know. I hadn't really had that in the past. I mean, you know, just a lot of different things kind of contributed to that. But I think there was something in me, like, one of my lives on Instagram, I had talked about the law of attraction and how it was actually during a tarot reading that I did for myself, but I did it, like, on live. And I said, you know, I tend to attract I tend to attract married men or men that are taken. You know, they're not married, but they have a girlfriend. And, like, that happened for years. Like, I would start dating somebody and find that out. So, of course, it would never go anywhere, because I'm not going to, like, sleep with some guy who's got somebody, forget it. You know, I'm not doing that. But I always attracted that type. And then I was like, I thought about the law of attraction. I'm like, you know, not wanting to compromise, not wanting to really dive into somebody's world, you know, just wanting to stay in my space, wanting to just retreat, wanting to just stop being available, I guess. It's like I wanted somebody, you know, I wanted to be in a relationship with somebody, but it was like I kept attracting the wrong people because I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to attract the right people. And even though I thought I was ready this time, I think, again, I attracted the wrong person. You know, I mean, the situation is different. I mean, he's got his own stuff or whatever. So it's not really exactly the same. But there's still some elements that are in there, and I go, yeah, I could see how this happened. You know, how I could have attracted this person, how I could have been attracted to him. I think if you're attracting the wrong people, you have to question yourself, what you are doing or what you're putting out in the universe to attract people that are not right for you. And, like, what I realized that I was putting out there was this vibe of, I have what you need that you can't get at home. I mean, really, that is the vibe that I was putting out there. And like, so of course I'm attracting people like that, you know? And by making myself in that way, it was like I was in a place where, oh, I know it doesn't ever have to go anywhere. You know, I can string them along, you know. It doesn't have to go anywhere. I don't have to have a real relationship with anybody. And then I would be so disappointed when it didn't work, you know, when the guy was married or something, you know. And I'm like, that's what happens, though, when you're not ready and you don't have the right energy, you're not in alignment with something better. I mean, better in terms of, like, feeling like you're, I guess if you want to, sounds kumbaya-ish, but, like, one with the universe, like, you're in with the universe, you're not fighting against the universe. Once you're in it, and you're with it, and you're allowing things to unfold, and your soul is ready to connect, and truly connect with somebody, and not be apart from something, then that is when love will show up. I really believe that. And I thought that was going to happen this time because I was feeling so good about myself and I was handling myself well. But it just wasn't the right time again, you know. And it hurt last night when I was doing it, when I was saying it, you know, reading the message. But I think now I'm finally understanding that it's okay to have a relationship thing that doesn't work. I mean, this wasn't really a relationship, but it was enough of something that it did really hurt once I got rejected. And I really believe that if you ask yourself what energy you're putting out there today, like if you just ask yourself that. In fact, that's what this deck is really all about. This deck by Mike Dooley, that's what it is. It's like questions to check in your energy, to check your energy. You know, ask yourself, what are you putting out there? And then, like, I guess its purpose is to help you focus on how to make your energy vibe with the universe, not fight against it. Anytime you're in a state of fight, you're going to be flying. You know, you're going to be flying. You're going to be up here, or you're going to be kicked out somewhere, or it's always going to be, you're always going to be on the outside because you're fighting something. That's just my opinion. So, what I have done is I made a new vision board. And so, it actually starts here. And this is where I can tell you, this is where I can tell you how the other one measured up to this. But I'll tell you that after I go around it. So I have the person I'm thinking about here. I don't know, he's just some guy I picked. I don't know what the new guy is going to look like or whatever. I have no idea. And then I have all these things that I'm thinking of what he would be saying or how he would be. Then on the bottom I kind of have like, I start thinking about me, the kinds of things I'm looking for, things that I need in a relationship, things that I want to feel. And then I have a picture that I thought kind of summed me up. And then what I did was, and I also have this message here that kind of like focuses on the whole relationship. What I did was I left this little space and I put this little angel charm. Like I hang it up and I put the angel charm on there. You see this little loop here? It hangs it up. So I guess what I can do is just say, what I found from the other one that I did was that it's actually like a cycle. There's a cycle, and it starts, and then when it ends, then it's ended, and then you go on to the next cycle. And I noticed that all the cycles start, for me anyways, maybe because I'm left-handed, it goes to the right. It's like clockwise. It goes from, it goes from right to left. And, and I forgot to tell you, I also started with a quote. I found a quote in a book on Hygge. I think it's Hyggee. It's a Dutch concept of comforts at home, making home very comfortable, really having a comfortable space to be with people in, and then also like how you feel about people too, in terms of like almost like being thankful to have them in your life, thankful to like feel the comfort of home and people and family. So it's really nice. Also, I have a book called, it's a Book of Calm, I think it's called, and it has quotes, and this quote, I think, is from the Book of Calm, actually. But it's about accepting things they don't always go to plan, and then I gotta relax when they don't. And I think with love, that's the way it is. I think anytime you're in love, there's no plans at all. I have all of these expectations, but I realize that they're expectations. They're not an absolute of what I'm going to get. However, I have like the vibe that I'm looking for. I'm putting out the vibe that sums up the kind of person I want in my life. Like, the vibe, the person I want is somebody who's bright and they're honest. And they got their own style. And they're just a good person, you know. And, you know, I'm hoping that in the New Age community, like near where I live, I'll be able to find somebody. I don't date people online, so don't, if you are attracted to me or something, I'm not going to date you because I don't date people online. So that's it for that. But yeah, the whole thing with vision boards is it's a cycle. And I make lots of vision boards now. In fact, I have a meetup group, and I do some mini workshops with people, and they make vision boards, and they make them for everything from health to business to love. I actually have a business one too, and in that particular group, it's mostly business, like art businesses. But, you know, since health and love are a part of whether you have a good, successful business or not, you might as well do those too if you want. So at the workshops, people can choose from anything they want to do. So I hope that helps with the vision board portion. I hope that kind of makes sense about vibes and putting out, like questioning yourself and saying, okay, what did I put out in the universe that attracted the person I didn't want in my life? You know, like I attracted unattainable people because I made myself unattainable. You know, like I had all these conditions and stuff that I had put in about what somebody needed to be. And I had extremely high standards for myself. And it's not bad to have high standards, however, it was like I kept feeling like I wasn't perfect enough yet. Like I just wasn't perfect enough. So like nobody would want me. And I would just keep putting myself out there, hoping somebody would kind of help me become perfect. It was like a cycle, you know. That was a cycle. And that can be a cycle. And I know people talk about karma. It's possible that that's a karmic cycle. People do talk about relationships and karmic cycles. But I think they can also happen with, like, interpersonal dynamics. It doesn't just have to be, like, somebody you have sex with, you know, or something like that. Karmic cycle can be with anything, in my opinion. So what I'm going to do now is pull a card or two. We'll do two. I like the 2-card spreads. And my angel is still here. And I'm going to put a little angel here. And so I guess I could say this is Angel Uriel again. She comes in many forms. She's not only a Swiss doll. My other videos, she's a Swiss doll. Not only a Swiss doll, she is a little angel charm. So this is the deck, a universe deck, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, look at these cards. I mean, they're just stunning. And they look so pretty on the other side, too. They're just beautiful. So now, these cards are so thick, and they're so big that I'm not even going to attempt to shuffle them the standard way like you do for cards, like playing cards or tarot cards. I'm going to waterfall shuffle them. So what I do is I shuffle until I get like one card sticking out. And I'm gonna pick 2 cards. Okay. There we go. And then I'm trying to, oops, okay, that one, oh, I got 3 cards, got 4 cards. What the hey, why don't we just take all 4? It's not like they're negative or anything. You know, sometimes in the tarot, they're like very intense, and you really don't want to face all that intensity unless you absolutely have to. But, let's see, like, you know, my idea with this is you don't even have to have a question. You can, and the guy even says, he says, like, you can just pick one every day and look at it. But I've decided to just go with all 4 of these. First one, it looks like this. What would love do? And then on the other side it says, do you know why it's so easy for us to... Do you know why it's so easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. Aw, the universe. P.S. The legend of Bigfoot continues. It's very weird, but the universe is weird anyways, alright? Next one. What you give will come back. Always hoping this one would come up. When in doubt, give. Let them have it. Surrender. Make peace. When there's no doubt, give. Let them have it. Surrender. Make peace. Did I make life too easy? The universe. There's no doubt who is number 1 in my book. Shh. Okay. Yes, the universe is handpicking us and going, hello. Okay. I'm being silly today. If they once loved you, they still do. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to show you the front of the card. In the back of this one. They still once loved you, they still do. And look at that, Saturn. Thanks for every single time you ever fell in love, whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it lasted, and whether or not you were loved back. It changed everything. Actually, you're always loved back. You changer, the universe, wow. And that's like one that I need to hear, I think. And lots of people need to hear that. The last one is that you have options is meaningful. Rock on. So that's what this looks like. If I could make just 2 wishes, I'd wish I could somehow convey to you the profound depths of my gratitude for every moment of your life. I'd also wish that you could somehow know of your unimaginable importance, just as you now are to the lives of so very many. And of course, I'd wish for even more wishes. Oh, shoot. You were such a good idea, the universe. Well, okay. So, I was thinking, I didn't expect to have 4 come out. So what I'm going to do is just, I will put these up again. I know it's like backwards on here. But what I'll do is I'll read them, and then I'll put them up, and then like you can write in your journal which one you want to work on. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick the last one that I put up. So the first one was, what would love do? And that one is about what you leave behind when you love somebody. So you can write about that. Next one is, what you give will come back. I really like that one, but that's not the one I'm choosing today. That one is like, yeah, it says give, let them have it, surrender, make peace. You know, just give, like, let them have it, but like in a way that's nice. You know, like, don't kill somebody with kindness. That's just as bad as being mean. No, it's more like being civil to somebody. You know, like if you have to forgive somebody, you're civil to them. So that would be the best thing to do, is to be civil, in my opinion. And you just leave it at that. But with other people, sometimes somebody is so good to you that you just want to give them back stuff. And when that happens, then it's like impossible not to give them something. Like, you just want to be there for them. You want to help them out. You can send nice thoughts about somebody. Or like how people pray. I mean, you can pray for somebody. So that's one thing. And then this other one is that you have options is meaningful, rock on. So this one is, it's about that you're very important and you have lots to choose from. You have so many things to choose from. There's enough for you because you're grateful for what you have. And that's what I get from this card. So that's the other one. That you have options is meaningful, rock on. And if this is going too fast, just pause it and like replay this one part. And then it'll give you the prompts. In fact, maybe what I'll do is, but I don't want to have a copyright problem. I was going to put them in the description, but you know what, you're just going to have to watch it on here. I don't want to have a copyright issue of copying something from somebody's deck. I don't want to do that. So okay, the last one, and this is the one that I'm doing because I just feel like it. If they once loved you, they still do. So that's what this one looks like. And kind of like even if you loved someone and it didn't work out the way you thought, you still gained a lot. And that's why I'm choosing this one. So, 1 is, what would love do? 2 is, what you give will come back. 3 is, that you have options is meaningful, rock on. And 4 is, hi guys, sorry about the camera shutting off. What I was telling you was the options for writing. What would love do? What you give will come back. That you have options is meaningful, rock on. And if they once loved you, they still do. And I'm going to choose that one to write about. So, because my camera seems to be dying, I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and write, and if it keeps shutting off, then I will just come back and read you what I wrote. I really like having the time of showing you me writing, so I want to do that. But if it's... my gut is saying do that, so I'm going to do that. It needs to be more about people writing, more about people doing things they love and showing what they're doing in the quiet stillness. It doesn't always have to be big, loud, banging stuff, So, I'm going to start writing. I'm writing down what the universe card I chose is. If they once loved you, they still do. And I think this card is brilliant because of the message it gives. It's not so much, oh, the person is still thinking about you. It's more like you've learned so much from them that it's like their life touched you in a way that is never going to go away because you grew from it. So, I really like that. I'm going to write a poem, and I'm also going to do a channeled message. And I think I'm going to do a tanker for this one. So that's 5 syllables, then 7 syllables, then 5 syllables, then 7 syllables, and 7 syllables. So it's 5 first line, 7 second line, 5 third line, 7 fourth line, and 7 fifth line. So it may take me a while to do this. And my light just got brighter. I guess they want me to do it, huh? My little spirit guides over here. They're my little dolls. I have little actual dolls, totems, which I've talked about in other videos. Maybe I'll introduce them to you at the end. So I'm going to write now, and I invite you to do the same in your journal. And if you have a deck like this, go ahead, pick one out for yourself that means something to you. You don't have to use what I put out, but I think the ones I picked out are really relevant for what I was just talking about. So it's up to you, whatever's going on. Hi everybody. I finished writing. My camera shut off in the middle of me writing, so there is footage of me writing. So if you still feel like you need to write, just pause the video, and then you can come back and see what I've got once you finish what you're doing. And of course, at any time you can pause the video for anything. It's not like you have to sit there and watch the whole thing. And be like, oh no, I'm gonna miss something, because you can pause it any time. I think that's the best part about YouTube. It's like a permanent VCR. It's like the old VCRs, or a DVD player, I guess. But no, I think it's more like VCRs. I really do. Yes. Oh my god. I'm just so ridiculous. Today I've just been absolutely silly. And that's because yesterday I was sad. But I'm beginning to feel better now. And I think that's what's so good about tarot in general. Anything, oracle cards or tarot, anything like that. It helps you see things in a frame at a time. So you're not like dealing with everything at once. You have like the one thing that you're working on. Or like the big idea that you're working on if it's a larger spread. And it's just a great way to be, I think. To be able to just see things a frame at a time, like a movie. Or a theater, play, right? Like a play. You could even have a musical, I guess. I love musicals. I haven't really seen one in a while, though, but oh well. Enough of that. I'm going to read to you what I wrote. So the card I chose from was If They Once Loved You, They Still Do, and I wrote that up here. I need to write what day it is. It's the 6th, I believe. June 6th. Okay. So the first part that I did, where I was editing, like the part that I wanted to edit, this is the first thing I came up with, the first draft. And he was there to wake me up and splash my face with his kindness and depth of wisdom buried in his masculine skin and bone. It's okay, I guess. But then here's the other one that I think I like better. I mean, I guess they could go together. I woke up tired. I went to bed with an eye for knowing the truth about masculine ways and whims, smiling with tears in my eyes. Could work. Then, for my channeled message, it's kind of embellished. You'll be able to feel the part where, like, I went in there. It wasn't so much the angels anymore. He was someone I felt deep within, his energy rising from my core. Like I had bonded to him, and he had no idea. And he fell for me, too. Anyway, back to beginners where we belong. It was him. He did it. He was first. He started it. And he actually did, but it doesn't matter. I actually started it because I wanted something with him, so... But he started the I thing. He started the flirting thing. Well, but forget about it. All I'm saying is, I don't think he knew how deep I felt about him. And I think that's what caught him off guard. Like, he didn't see it as deep as I did. I didn't look anything up in my dictionary today. I didn't feel I needed to. I feel like this kind of thing is more about honing in on something that you're working on. And I'm working on aligning with the universe so that I am better off now than I was even just a couple months ago. I'm actually doing pretty good today. I think one thing that I need to consider is I tend to be one of those people who likes to work on things and likes to just work them to death. And that goes for anything. That goes with, like, obsessing over a person or obsessing over work or something. And I got to find a balance and find the place where I just accept something as it is. It is what it is. There's nothing that can be changed. It just is. And then whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And it will happen as it happens. For somebody like me who's an absolute control freak, you know, I did an astrology chart for myself, and I have Virgo in the 3rd house. And, I mean, the 3rd house is like Saturn and Virgo or something like that. And my North Node is there. So, even though I'm in Aries, and I've got Pluto in Libra, so that means that, like, I'm always judgmental about things, about men, judgmental about stuff. I have all these things in my chart, but the one that really is the worst is the Saturn and Virgo. It is like I have a kick me sign on my back and I keep kicking myself. That's seriously what it is. And I think lots of people do that. Lots of people go through that. They go through that phase where they're just kicking themselves. They just keep kicking themselves and kicking themselves, trying to get themselves somewhere else. And if you do that, if you keep doing that, you're not going to do anything but just make yourself fall. You're just going to fall down. And then the trick, I guess, is if you fall, then you need to get up and start again. You need to walk again. You need to go from crawling to walking and then running, and then I guess at some point you get in the car and you hightail it out of there. Right? You hightail it out of there. That was so funny. I'm so blissed out today. I went to the casino today with my parents, and I usually don't go too often, so I mean, I only took out a little bit for myself to play with. And my mom found these machines, and they have these Greek gods on them, and she was going crazy. She was winning so much, and I actually won too. And what's so amazing is that the men on these machines, they blink and they breathe, and their faces change when they're in their bonus. It's so weird. It's like they're like real people, and they're looking at you. It's the weirdest thing. But not only that, we went to dinner at a nice restaurant, and I just felt good after eating my meal, and like I feel so much better today than I did yesterday. But I think I'm just finally putting things in perspective, and I don't know. I hope this helps you. One more thing I want to talk about. I have these bookmarks that I made, and I'm thinking of putting them in the store, not this week, but next week. So, what they are is they're bookmarks from one of my coloring pages. I have a bookmark coloring page, and you can download it from my Etsy store, Sketchwriter Jess, which is on Etsy, and it has a page that has a coloring drawing, and then it has bookmark lines on it. So what you do is you just cut where the lines are, and you have an instant bookmark, and you can color it in as a bookmark. Color it with watercolor, color it with pencils, whatever you want. I printed these out on cover stock, and I used watercolor pencil on it, and it worked. It worked pretty good. So I also glued them to cardstock. You have to glue it to cardstock, or else it won't be, it'll buckle too much. It won't work as a bookmark. So I will have them up at some point, but in the meantime, you can check out my other things in there. I have coloring pages, so there's 2 of them up. There's one that's like a big coloring page, and the other one is the same page, but it has bookmarks. They're $2 a piece. If you think about it, it gives you hours of fun, and it gives you something you can use. And, you know, if you buy the big one, You can make the bookmarks any size you want. You can cut them in any shape you want. If you want to make weird shapes or something. So, I mean, you might as well buy both of them, right? You have the one that's already cut for you, and then you have the one you can make any shape you want. And, so, if you think about it, you know, games usually cost, game apps are about $3, right? About $3 or more dollars, and then you end up paying, like, for turns. Well, this is a one-time fee, and you have it to be able to print out over and over again. And it is from a hand-drawn piece of art, inspired by nature. So it's got nice, calm vibes to it. And I'm going to be working on more coloring pages. I'll probably have one in the store. Not next week, but probably the week after that. But next week I'm going to have these bookmarks in the store. And these are hand-colored. They're hand-colored by me. So I don't know what I'm going to price them at yet, but it's not going to be above $10, or maybe a little lower than that. But they are hand-colored art, and they're useful, and they will last you a long time. So even though it costs a bit for them, but they take a while to make. And I make them with the utmost care and make sure that like there's coating on them so the stuff won't come off and everything. You know, so the paint won't come off. You won't get your book dirty, that kind of thing. So, so you can follow me on Instagram. I will have these up on Instagram, and I'll have my channel message. And I'm going to put it up there as like a thing that you can use. You can come back to time and again. You can find those cards and find the meanings and everything, and you'll be able to be sparked by those questions again. What I'm going to do is I'll put the cards on there, and then I'll just say the general, like the message I got from it, and then you can just use that as a prompt. And I'm nervous about copying it exactly because it's a copyrighted item, so I don't want to get in trouble with the person who made them, and that's not right. You know, I mean, that's his work. I don't want to infringe on his work, so I'm just going to kind of relay the information as I said it today. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And also follow me on Instagram. Instagram is where I am most of the time. I don't film on Fridays and Saturdays, so I'll be back Sunday with the next tarot reading. And that one will be using real tarot cards. So I will see you on Sunday. Bye.